What's up guys, Bloodshed here. Today we got a developer update about the closed endgame beta test for Diablo 4, so we're going to get into that. Our suspicions were correct. At the 2022 Xbox Game Showcase, they said all games mentioned in this panel will be released within a year, and they basically confirmed it. We foretold Lilith, the Blessed Mother's return as we march forward toward releasing in 2023. We've reached a momentous milestone, allowing community members to participate, testing early versions of the game, and provide feedback. Now this is going to be a closed endgame beta test. Players will be invited to test Diablo 4's robust endgame offerings using specific gameplay data. Basically, they're going to invite a lot of people that play a lot of Diablo 3 endgame and a lot of Diablo 2 endgame. So better get in there and pad your stats, boys. Later on in the blog, it says the steps detailed above must be completed by October 11th, which means to me that, October 11th, they're going to take all the data and submit it. So I think they're basically telling us to grind Paragon until October 11th, which I can't. I'm going to be playing Wrath of the Lich King, so hopefully I get in, man. Fingers crossed. I'll put a link to this article in the description. That way you guys can read it for yourself. I'm going to cover the big bullet points of the article, but it tells you like what to do to make sure that you have a chance to get in if you feel like you qualify. Another thing to note is this beta will be confidential, meaning players invited will be unable to publicly talk or share about their gameplay experience. So we're going to be signing NDAs. Additionally, the closed endgame beta test will be playable on PC and Xbox Series X. So there's going to be like a PC and console. Even PS4 is going to get it. Cross-play and cross-progress for all platforms will also be supported. So I'd be interested to see how this works. The crossplay works pretty well with Diablo 2, so I'm assuming D4 will be just as good. Before we get into the endgame stuff, they did say if you don't get into this closed beta, there's going to be another one next year, like an open beta next year, so that's cool. Helltide. While roaming Sanctuary on foot or atop your trusty steed, be aware of your surroundings. You might find yourself caught in a Helltide. This region-wide event becomes available to heroes only once they have reached World Tier 3, so this is like end-game difficulty. As you cull monsters inhabiting Helltide, the potentially drop cinders, a new currency that can be spent to open Helltide chests scattered throughout Sanctuary. These chests can open singular item slots such as torso, legs, two-handed weapons, etc. But be wary of hoarding your cinders. Should you fall in battle, they'll drop and must be reclaimed. This sounds to me like an open world Rift event, like the MMO Rift, or like in Legion. A few of us made the connection between the D2 terror zones and Diablo 4, so maybe the D2 took the idea from D4. Either way, hopefully they learn from their mistakes and make it even better. And that's probably what the feedback is going to help with. Nightmare Dungeons, we knew about this basically. It's basically like World of Warcraft Mythic Plus. As you complete stronger tiers, you get higher level keys, and they had special modifiers to the dungeon, increasing the ferocity of the hell servants waiting for you inside. As you progress into higher, more challenging world tiers, new Nightmare Dungeons will become available for you to explore. We have like open world rifts, we have mythic dungeons, and then we have Whispers of the Dead. The Tree of Whispers has had a few loose ends to tie and needs your help settling the score. Displayed on your map, players will see various whispers scattered throughout Sanctuary. This sounds just like World of Warcraft world quests or like bounties, right? Where you see something but you actually get a specific reward, it looks like, associated with that task. Complete the associated task to be met with experience, gold, and grim favors. The number of grim favors you receive from completing the whisper varies, but once you've collected 10 grim favors, they can be exchanged at the Tree of Whispers for loot and experience to your rewards to reward your heroics. The types of whispers a player sees on the map rotate frequently, with new ones becoming available throughout the day for you to track, like dailies, right? Like dailies or bounties, right? Each whisper will offer both a different set of rewards and experience for completing it. This does not become available to players until basically the end game after the main quest line. And then we have Fields of Hatred. This is basically PvP, right? These designated PvP zones are the proving grounds for players looking to bring renown to their name through blood and zeal. While inside the Fields of Hatred, players can dispatch demons to collect seeds of hatred, and you have to turn those seeds in to get dust. If you fail to turn them in to get dust, you drop them and other people can take your seed. Be quick to convert your seeds to red dust, as they are the desire of other players lurking in the zone. I'm assuming they're gonna drop ears as well, right? And if they're skilled enough to overtake you in combat, your seeds will be dropped. You can earn PvP cosmetic and mount vendors for rewards. So it looks like a lot of cosmetics, right? Ornamental rewards. None of this says there's going to be any leaderboards or anything like that, which is unfortunate. I think they're doing away with all that, but it would be nice to have a PvP leaderboard and a like Mythic Plus leaderboard and all that. One can dream, chat. Okay, Paragon board. So we know about these as well. Upon reaching level 50, the Paragon boards, an endgame character growth system designed to empower your hero. As your hero earns experience, they receive Paragon points. These points can be spent to unlock new tiles. They talked about it in the update. I'll put the video at the end of this video if you guys want to watch the quarterly update where we kind of deep dive into the system. It looks pretty basic on the surface, but there are something called glyphs, which can be a little bit big brain to min max. Okay, so these glyphs could really be the difference maker in making this have lots of depth. As you can see, this red area is where the glyph is. So depending on where you put it, you can get different bonuses, right? And then there's different size glyphs. So it could be really cool. Again, I have a full video on that if you want to check it out. And that's all the endgame that they talked about. They did mention something important though. You're gonna need all the skills and knowledge you cultivate from playing through these features, every tool at your disposal to defeat the closed endgame beta boss. Now this is endgame that I'm talking about. Like we need like a Delph system, you know, in D4, or we need like a Uber bosses in D4. Like that's real endgame, right? So in the beta, there's gonna be a closed endgame beta boss to defeat. I bet you if you take all the Diablo 3 content creators, we'll crush this boss very quickly because it's just, there's going to be things that they overlooked. They even said that they need experts. We need experts, or perhaps even players such as yourself. So we're going to break the game. We're going to figure it out. Especially you put all the theory crafters, build makers together, it's going to happen fairly quickly, I would imagine. But Blizzard, you should have, if you don't already have Uber bosses in the work, obviously you should add them. That's great, you know. I would add a big seasonal mastery bonus achievement to kill the Uber boss, get to Paragon max, which is capped pretty low, it looks like in D4. You know, do a bunch of other longer term goals to strive for, and that'll give everybody a nice completion every season, something to strive for, completing their season. I know a lot of people in D3 love completing their season journey, so it's nice to have an end to something, and then you can always start a new character if you like. So we talked about it earlier, but they will be inviting players that play a lot. And then here's the link will be in the description. Go through and register if you're not registered already. I don't know when the test is going to begin, but it says you submit this by October 11th. And then down below it says, if you have not received an email by November 18th, then you have not been selected to participate. So could they send out invites like 2 weeks after October 11th? So it could be at the end of October, we're going to get the beta test, or they could wait a whole month and gather all the data before they invite people. But it's an end of the year beta test. So is it going to be like November through Christmas? Like, I don't know. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I would say it'll probably be like that first week of November. And then if you don't get an invite after like a week or two, then it's pretty much GG at that point, right? Because they might invite people. If like the first wave of people aren't playing, then they might have like their backup, their bench team to invite. So then people get in and get more data and get more feedback. I would imagine that that's how they would do it. So I think that this is going to cross over to when it's already active. So it might, I think maybe like that first week of November. This is just a guess though. What do I know, right? Just speculating. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I cover all things Diablo 4, so you can stay tuned to the channel for that. I've covered Diablo 3 for 7.5 years now. So it's gonna continue with Diablo 4, and we'll be making content for that. This is Bluddshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.